good morning, everybody. How is everybody doing today? Hope you all had a great weekend. I spent a chunk of time this weekend playing Minecraft. My son is thoroughly into the game, and he and I have played many hours together, and he enjoys building things and making stuff work and figuring out how the world works, and frankly, so do I. I'm a fan of the survival mode. He prefers creative, but we both like to play in each other's worlds, and we both appreciate both aspects of it. What I kind of wanted to talk about, though, was the future of Minecraft, because I paid my money to own the game. I now own the game. I own 2 copies of it. And anytime new content comes out, it's just pushed to me. Just given to me. And that's cool. I appreciate that very much. But I'm wondering, where is this game going? What could be added? And could they, in the future, introduce a microtransaction system? And I would hope they wouldn't. I would much rather see a, here's what's coming up in Minecraft 2 kind of a thing. Like, what would actually show up next? Or perhaps some kind of a iterative, you're going to need to either stop right here at version 13, or you're going to have to buy the expansion pack, kind of a thing. But what would they even add? All right, so we had a couple of different options here. Number 1, they could just do Minecraft 3 or 2. Number 2, they could do a patch where you have to pay. This is expansion pack. You have to pay for this, and you're either going to be on version 13 or you're going to be on the newest version. 13 is where it's going to stop. And the reason it's got to stop is it can't be iterative is because, well, I guess you could play, WoW had that, but I'm thinking that if you don't have this thing, then you can't play this game. So if you don't have the expansion, you can't play with this extra thing. More to the point, or continuing that point, I mean, you could, of course, then do microtransactions as well. Stuff like, you want access to these blocks, you're going to need to have to pay for the access to the blocks. $1 a block or something. They make 60 new blocks. That's a huge value for them. But more to the point, future of Minecraft is what else needs to be added to this game. I think that what needs to happen to it is it needs to be not scaled down, but it needs to be, you need to have more control over the blocks. I think you should be able to break the blocks up into 8 pieces. So the block currently is about half the size of a man. We should break that up. We should be able to manipulate that block in 8 pieces. I don't think it should be perfect smooth detail, because I think that kind of defeats the purpose. But I like the idea of being able to break blocks up into those pieces, because that gives you more control over. You can now put something in the center point when it's only 4 blocks wide. In addition to that, that'll give you more detail and smooth round corners. I would also like to see more intricate circuitry, so that if you could, that might not be a bad idea. What about a recursive block? Within this one block, there is 64 blocks. That could be interesting. But then what else could you add just to make the game itself more entertaining? I would like to see more quests, more monsters, more, more tasks to be accomplished. Then they don't need to be anything horribly complicated. Even things just as simple as the end and the wither are above and beyond anything I'd like to see added to the game. But I think it might be kind of neat if you were to add a couple of NPCs to send you on particular quests to encourage exploration. Maybe some biomes that happen to be more rare. Perhaps a way that you can develop some kind of a lookout tower. Build a lookout tower, which will give you more sight into distant areas, so you can see where it is that you do need to go to accomplish your next tasks. And I said more intricate, more detailed circuitry would be good if you would have a little more control over redstone. So instead of doing something, and I guess that's probably what command blocks are for, but considering that I don't play very much in creative, I've never bothered to learn command blocks. But then finally, what if they were to go with, let's just cut right here, this is going to be regular Minecraft, we're going to continue to develop it for a few more years. What is next with Minecraft 2? Keep wanting to call it Minecraft 3, I don't know why, probably because of Diablo 3. But if they were to say, what is going to be in Minecraft 2? Well, it should be, at the heart, very similar to the original. But what could they do? I mean, above and beyond, they've already got Minecraft stories and all that. I mean, above and beyond simply breaking the blocks up, making it more detailed, what could they do that might be different? Massively online multiplayer, perhaps massively online multiplayer with personal property, and oh shoot, you could make community. You could currency could be the blocks. That might not be a bad idea. What if it was? I'm thinking of like the original Star Wars Galaxies. What if it was? What if it was? You had to go on quests, and you had to trade the quests. You trade the rewards for those quests for the blocks. Then with the blocks, you can buy property. That property can be used to build your house. So rather than simply just going down into the world and building stuff, this is your whole world. This is your world. But it is also a world that belongs to everybody. This would be like a world simulator. That could be interesting. Problem is, of course, you would start with a world that would be widely empty. Like, who would own this? How would you stake your own claim? I'm not sure. That's something to think about. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and talk very briefly about my first encounter with Minecraft. You might find it extraordinarily dull. So, if you want to go now, have a nice day. Otherwise, I got 2 more minutes of content here for you. So when I first played Minecraft, I didn't understand the concept. Someone had said, here, they sent me a link, so I went and I downloaded it. And I played it. It was free. And it was just creative mode. And I didn't follow what I was supposed to do. I was meandering about this large world. Sure, I could build something, but what's the point? What am I going to do with it? I didn't find it entertaining at all. I did some things like, well, let's see how tall a tower I can build. And I built a tower that was ridiculously tall, and then I just up in the sky. I said, okay, that's interesting. See how deep I can dig, and I dug really, really deep, and I couldn't see anything. So then I tried to dig out, and I still couldn't see anything, and I quit the game. Now, then, a little while later, my son Glenn, he said he wanted to play, and I thought, well, this would be cool. You know, I think he might be able to appreciate it and get into it. So yes, absolutely, I'll buy you a copy of the game. And I wound up playing it a lot because that included survival mode, and I enjoyed survival mode very much. But I did not realize creative mode, of course, the point behind it. Without having gone through survival mode, I just had no way of knowing what the purpose of creative mode really was. And then any video game that I'm going to play, if you just hand me all the tools right away, I'm kind of bored with that. I don't feel any challenge or appreciation to develop something that uses something specific and is good when I have all these tools available to me. It's almost overkill. That's one of the reasons I like Final Fantasy XII as much as I do, is that it is asking you to build an artificial intelligence while only giving you so many tools, commands that you can use. You have to build it on your own. And you don't have all the commands you want at first. You may never get all the commands you want, but you get a lot more as you go. So starting in survival mode is great. I'm not saying that necessarily it would be better if you were to say you have to play in survival mode for 2 nights in order to play in creative, or you have to discover each block in creative in order to use it, or survival in order to use it in creative. Frankly, I think that would probably be overkill, but I would say that I would prefer that. I think that would be cool. And that's what would be good for me. I don't think that's what's good for masses. In any event,